I stacked up 52,452 points as a solo raider during a night raid on Stellamontis I joined into late. This challenge is tough, but with the right overall equipment setup, you can make quick work of shredders. That said, it's still Stellamontis during a night raid, so plan to bring your best equipment to better your chances of survival. I want to give a shout out and thanks to the Quicksilver who commented on my last shredder run and put me onto the weapon I used for this. I get a lot of comments like this that are normally just total BS, but this is 100% the way. For your equipment, you're going to want to bring the Hole Cracker, which decimates shredders and makes the Hole Cracker feel like it has a place in the sandbox again. If you hit their thrusters, it'll two-shot them every time, letting you quickly move from shredder to shredder. Ensure you bring a ton of ammo. I brought 5 stacks of 24 and left with 14 rounds remaining. As your secondary, pick something versatile that can deal with high volumes of pops, fireballs, and ticks, which will come at you from every direction. Beyond those, you'll also run into sentry turrets, hornets, and wasps following this rotation, so pick something that you're comfortable with against all of those as well. The Patina is great for handling these enemies, but it eats up a ton of ammo. I just like having the deeper magazine as it got me out of a lot of potential danger, personally. Anvil also works great, just make sure it's leveled up once or twice for the faster fire rate. For your augment and shields, any augment that enables you to use a medium or better shield is perfect. For health and shield management, bring 5 shield rechargers and 5 herbal bandages as a minimum. I also recommend 5 adrenaline shots for the later part of the round. Once you spawn in, you'll want to head to the cultural archives or the robotic sandbox, whichever is closest to you. Both of these areas have shredders and they respawn fairly fast once the area is clear of raiders. They'll be guarded by tons of pops, fireballs, and ticks, so as you enter the space, keep your wits about you. The goal here is to keep moving, don't stay too long in one place, and don't spend time looting what you eliminate. You want to clear the room and then move out of it so the enemies can start respawning while you're in the other areas. There can be 3 shredders in the cultural archives, so make sure you check the full length of the room to find all 3. Once you've eliminated them, head down to Metro by jumping down the boxes and running through the tunnels. Metro can have 1 shredder roaming on the other side of the extraction. If it's not there, just move up to the lobby via the zip line next to the extraction. The lobby can have 2 shredders roaming around, but it's less common given the amount of raiders that pass through this area throughout the game. Once the lobby is clear, you want to head into the central corridor, which will require fuel cells to open the door. You can find these in the lobby fairly close to the door itself, and it's worth the time investment to find the cells and open up that door. Once the door is open, head into the hallway and head back down to the robotic sandbox, which can have 1 to 2 shredders roaming around. Eliminate the enemies in the area and rotate around to the second robotic sandbox. There's 1 shredder spawn in the sandbox itself and 1 spawn above the sandbox up near the control room you can lift up to or jump up to. You should be able to hear the shredder above you when you rotate into the sandbox, so just make sure that you're listening. 2 things I recommend doing when entering the sandbox spaces is 1, always try and get on top of a box or a forklift. Being off the ground makes it far less likely a pop will explode on you, and 2, always run with your secondary weapon out. Pops can be like ninjas, and the time it takes for you to unholster your weapon is all it takes for a pop to fly at you and explode. Once you've cleared the second sandbox, head down to the seed vault hallway and check for the shredder that can be guarding that extraction. From there, head back into the cultural archives and reset your rotation. Eliminate the 3 potential shredders there, make sure that you run the full length of the room to find them, as they can be far back in the corners. From here, drop back down into the tunnels, then move over to Metro and rinse and repeat from there. Other things to keep in mind while you're rotating, your hole cracker should be reserved for shredders and your secondary should handle everything else at least until you're past the midway point of the match and can gauge your ammo burn rate. Once you're down to about 10 minutes remaining, figure out where the extraction is and make sure you're rotating that way as time winds down. Once most players leave the match, the core areas like robotic sandbox will become very hostile. Tons of enemies all coming for you. You'll lose a lot of time working through the swarm. If you're lucky enough to get the seed vault extraction, this is ideal overall. You have enough time after pressing the button for the extraction to run, with adrenaline shots, back to the cultural archives to farm your last shredder. Be quick if you do that. You can't wander a ton in the archives and make it back to the extraction in time. But a shredder should be reasonably close once you jump up into the room, so destroy it and haul it back to the extraction. Remember, there's only 20 seconds of safety once the doors open instead of the normal 2 minutes once the timer is past 0 seconds. Head back to Speranza, collect your loot if you haven't already, and watch your score fly up the leaderboard. That's going to be it for me today, y'all. Thanks for watching.